Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Oberland Station and fixing up the Commonwealth. And you can see we've just laid out a little bit of land here using the grounded mod. And we're going to do a little bit of work in this area next couple of episodes. We'll see how we go today. I might actually do a double episode and do a bit of building in this area. So let's get into the build menu and let's see what we can make. So initially my idea was to do a kind of tiered settlement, kind of number of accommodations in this area, and I thought, I looked at the ground and I thought, let's do something a bit different. So I've made an underground passageway or area down here, and I've used the grounded mod above, and so we can build on both of those. And my idea really today is, well, the settlement needs a bar. Why not have an underground bar? So I'm going to show you. If you saw my cave build, I didn't actually show you how I did this. So generally, it's pretty easy to do. You got to get that first one into place, and then everything should snap off it on a particular wall. So if you want to snap other stuff off it for another wall, obviously you have to place one of those pieces off. It might be nice and snap. No, it's not going to. So get a pillar or something, finagle it into place, and I've used a combination here of the foundation blocks that come with the grounded mod, and also the floor pieces. And remember that if you haven't used the grounded mod before, essentially what they've done is they've reskinned concrete, some of the concrete items into a whole lot of things, a whole lot of landscape kind of items, and it's a great little mod. I think I need to do a review on it just to for everybody. Maybe do that shortly. So the idea I had was a little kind of covert bar in here. So what I'm doing is now I'm going through and I'm just lining the walls like this, just to give it a little bit of character and just to hide the dirt there. You could leave the dirt there, but I think this, for me, it looks nicer. And when I done the cave build, it was more, I wanted to have a bit of a mining vibe, and this is kind of a similar thing. Now I've also used a whole lot of rocks in this area from the grounded mod, and also I think from USO's dry rock gouge. They have some, I think you have to go into the themes. I think it's from memory, it's themes and then Nuka-Cola, and you should find dry rock gouge. See, sometimes it will work like that, but obviously I haven't got that bit totally lined up. Some of them will snap. It's weird, some of these walls will snap, some of them won't. So I'm just looking at obviously I've got an angle issue there, and where I haven't lined that up completely at 90 degrees, but we'll see if this will work. I'm trying to trick it a little bit. Yep. So I'm using place anywhere here. You could use the pillar. Easy to use the pillar here, or the pillar in the rug to just do the same thing. Now you can see there's a couple gaps. There's a little bit of a gap up to the left there that I've got to fill, and I've used some junk walls there, which I'm going to line as well, just to make it look, similar. You could just leave those, and then again there are the rocks. Unfortunately, in Oberland Station, and I think it's more a function of the scrapping mods I'm using, they haven't actually mapped a heck of a lot to scrap, so a lot of these bushes will have to stay, which is alright. I don't mind that. I can work around that. Just varying up these walls, just to give it a bit of variety, just to make it look as though it's not just all. I think that's one thing I like to do when I'm building is not to have the same wall repeating, because it just starts to get a bit blah, bit and I like a little bit of colour. I think, especially with the vanilla game, all the wood, it tends to be a bit insipid after a while. So although lots of people build just using the vanilla items, and that's fine. I don't have any problem with that. Just for me personally, I like to have a little bit of bling or a little bit of pop colour, as I say, usually in the. So this is a pretty easy thing to do. So you just go around and just line these walls, and it just gives it a little bit more character. I will be putting a little bit of foundation down here as well, but the reason I wanted to show you this is just to give you some ideas on maybe how to make an underground area for your own settlement. Now, as with most of your building in Fallout, this is pretty standard stuff. Walls and foundations. The decoration is really what's going to sell this area here. So basically what I'm going to do here is I'm using again some rock slabs from the caves menu in grounded, and I'm going to put some foundations down as floors, and just to even it out a little bit more, and get it to be a little bit more usable than it is now, because you can see how uneven the floors are, and yeah, you want it to be usable space. Now again, I'm having to persuade this in, and if you're building at Oberland, or if you've done it before, you'll know that there tends to be some issues with getting things to work here. I don't know why. If you saw the first couple of videos, that certainly that was a problem for me. Just trying to get things to snap in, or even glitching them in was a problem. So it's fighting me again, and you can see that makes no sense why that one piece won't snap in, but that one piece won't snap in. So you just got to be a bit mindful of that, and you got to find your way around it. So because I've got place anywhere, I can get things to fit, obviously, but you may have to struggle a little bit with the rug and the pillar and all that kind of stuff just to get things to snap in here if you want to do something similar. So there you go. And this is all but preparation pretty much. Now this is an interesting one, because I think what is interfering with it is that leg of that junk fence there. There you go, we have a base to work on, and what I think we'll do next is we'll go upstairs, and I will start some building upstairs. So here we go, I made this little kind of lining as an entrance to the underground area down below, the bar down below, and I've deliberately put a floor piece on there so I can build on it. So this area here is going to be a little residential area, a little kind of farmers or agricultural kind of helpers residential area. So let's get into it, and I'm going to use my new mod today, my Dead Wasteland mod. I'm loving this mod. Haven't explored it enough, to be honest. There's lots to it, and of course you got to remember where everything is, which is half the problem for me. But the reason I've put a floor there is to allow things to snap onto it, and you can see I'm just shuffling through to try and find various things that I can use here. So 2 days later, or a minute and a half in television land, go to these building prefabs wooden, and they have these here. I love these, so I think I can make something from that, no problem whatsoever. And again, this is, I've created something. I also find that pretty interesting, so we'll just put that there for now. Might use that a little bit later. What I've been in the habit of doing just lately is actually looking at what other mod devs are doing and replicating them and put more twist on them. But today I'm just going to see what we can actually do with these sides here, and start to build a little settlement area down here. This thing was obviously sticking out. I had to figure out how I was going to use it. There is some problems. One of the big issues that I have here while working in this area is I've got to be careful for sticking things down underneath the floor, just in case they end up sticking through the ceiling down below. And you have you have all kinds of stuff sticking through. So I'm a bit restricted what I can use as far as looking as to make that area there supported. So again, I like that because it gives me a good little challenge on how to build and kind of utilizing maybe materials that I haven't done before, and seeing if I can hide the kind of fact that that's kind of floating in mid-air at the moment. So debris is good, and you'll see I will use a fair bit of debris here. Now you can see it will sink in there, and that's because those we have those foundation pieces. But because we've got this kind of combination between foundation pieces and floor pieces, I've got to be very careful how I build here, to make sure that that's you don't go downstairs and it's sticking through the floor. So I suddenly realise, hang on a second, yeah, I've got to put that on there. I wonder if that's going to interfere with that. Yes, which it is. So we'll take that out for now. Maybe, again, build order, very important here. And I make this a bit uneven because I just pop the other side on there. And there we go. That's going to be kind of the basis for the shack here. And then we need to jam something underneath to make it look as though it's resting on it. And it's place anywhere, or the rug, or the pillar, or whatever your preferred glitching tool of choice is. And obviously you got to then be careful we don't push it up through the floor on the little settlement building you're making as well. So yeah, just one of those things that you wouldn't have to worry about because of the nature of what I've built here. And I think in the end I have to come up with another solution, but we'll put this in here and just see how it looks, and then we'll go run downstairs and just see if it's glitching through at all. There you go, those tires are good, but yeah, let's have a look. Yep, look, they're sitting through the ceiling there. Oh dear. So that's not going to be any use. So I'll glitch it back up. Oh. I'll glitch it back up through the floor, and then it'll be sitting. There we go. That's not going to work either. Oh dear. Okay. So when you're building your settlements in Fallout, these are the kind of things that you've got to kind of overcome a bit. So we're going to store that. I think we're going to get rid of it. We'll persist for a bit and just see if we can get it to work. If not, we're going to have to come up with another solution, because that big tower is just going to poke up through the floor there. Yep, no use. So I faffed around with that for a while, and yeah, we got to move on. So sometimes because you're restricted like this, it actually leads you in a completely different direction to what you would normally think about doing. So I call them happy accidents. Happy accidents can actually make you build things that you'd normally think, oh yeah, never thought of using that. And I do like that aspect of the game. Now here I'm looking, I know I've got somewhere in the menu system, somewhere I have a whole lot of debris, and the debris is the stuff that I'm looking for, because I think the debris will work a little bit better here. Here we go, pile. So it's in CVC Deadlands piles if you're looking for it, if you have this mod. One of the biggest problems I find here is finding somewhere to place the pile of debris or crap or whatever you want to call it. Because I'm using place anywhere, I've got to place it down somewhere, and then of course pick it up again. And that tree fits perfectly in there. And because it's sitting on the surface, it's not going to give me the issues of going through the floor. Now there is some stuff poking through there, and I just need to get the right angle just to kind of angle that away so it's not poking up through the house floor. And then we need, this is going to be maybe the solution that we're going to use on the other side here as well. So there's a whole lot of pre-made. In fact, I think in the end I'll end up getting rid of this and doing something different. But I've left it in for now, so that you can see, what kind of different debris piles you've got at your bidding. And the reason I don't use it as such is I want to build more little kind of housing, and it kind of gets in the way. So now you can see the struggle. Now I'm looking for somewhere where this will place, and that's so I can move it into place. So lots of interesting stuff here though. You know, take my hat off to the mod developer of this mod. I've been looking for this kind of stuff for a while, so I'll get very excited. See, that'll place. We seen it go green, didn't we? Yep, hang on. Oh, there. Boom. Got it. So, you know, try these things, see if they work. This would be a good little build to do kind of as a player home or a kind of remote build or whatever. Oh, and now we've fallen off the settlement. Let it go. There we go, thank you. And quickly run round. Can I push that in? No, I can't because I've put... Now I'm stuck in between the... Now I'm in trouble. Don't look in here. I'll do a little tour of the bar at the end. I'm not going to show you a tour upstairs today, because I'm going to show you a little bit more building in this area. Ooh, it's getting a bit of a lag there. Pick it up. There we go. See if we can get it in place with that falling off the settlement this time. So this fits nicely into place. It's a bit restrictive, but it looks alright. There we go. Fantastic. Liking it a lot. But it's just, you know, it's blocking up a whole lot of areas. It kind of works alright down there too, for that, and in there on the underground area. It's going to stick through that building though, isn't it? The back of the truck, so I'm going to have to move it across. Yeah, just a fraction. There we go, done. Yep, don't mind that at all. Yep, all good. And it's just a case now of sticking a roof on and a couple of walls on this, and we're pretty much done with this little shack here. I don't know where I'm going now. I'm going to sleep, so I'll come back when it's daylight. Of course I meant sit and wait, but never mind, doesn't matter. So yeah, I do like the feel of this. I like... Now, I had a visit from some raiders. Now you can see parts of the raiders lying there. I can't get rid of them. I think they've disappeared now, just as a natural thing, but I couldn't get rid of those. You can see up to the right there. Anyway, not to worry. We won't let this deter us from being creative and building our little shack here. And okay, so we got to find some walls here that are going to fit this. And these single doors, I keep saying it, workshop or rearrange, single doors, guys, they are, it seems something that's so simple, but I can tell you they are invaluable for building. They come with workshop rearranged. So as usual, I'm trying a whole lot of stuff here. Now this is another mod. I think this is one of the Toys at the Prams mod with all these kind of air conditioning parts, which I'll probably use. So I done it all, went all that way just to get this one piece, and I think a kind of circular roof looks a lot more interesting, at least for me, than just a normal flat roof. So these single doors like this are just, I love these. I'm going to pop that in there when it decides it wants to cooperate. We can't have it there. Oh, I guess we could build that. That'd be kind of interesting, wouldn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a wall on here, or not, and then see if that'll snap to it. Come on. Come on. I don't know why. Why, Bethesda, why? Come on, please. Sometimes it's just the angle you have to get to get this to work, but anyway. If not, I'm just going to finagle it into place. Just like that. Haha, Bethesda, haha. Okay. So, needs a little bit of fine tuning. Not too much. Good. So now we need to find, the last thing we need to do is just do a little platform up to the top there. And we're pretty much done. And then I'll give you a little tour of the bar. Next week we'll come back and we'll do a little bit more building in this particular area. And then we will do a tour of the whole area. So I'm going to use these to make it look as though they're supporting the that patio stoop, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just going to stick that underneath like that. And I'm going to put one on the other side. It's not quite high enough, but it's alright. Don't tell anybody. I think anybody don't notice anyway. Building inspector doesn't come around that often, so I'm not that worried about it. It's only aesthetic. That's my new word. It's only for aesthetics. There we go. I could actually use place anywhere to make that a little bit bigger, but that's alright. I'm not too bothered about it. It looks alright. Once you get a set of stairs on it or whatever, we'll be right. We're just going to go with the small stairs to start with, and it actually, I think they end up sticking through the floors. So I have to find another solution here. Couple railings on. Boom, done. There you go, guys. Little shack there. So next week when you come back, I'll do a little bit more building in this area, but now we're going to cut to the tour of the underneath bar. A tiring day, you need to have a little bit of place to relax and kick back. So why don't you go down to the underground bar in Oberland Station, and you're well protected from any bad guys. You can see I've got some homage to my country of origin there, lady in a kilt. And yeah, I've kept this kind of nice and simple, almost dagger in-ish, but you know, with a little bit of a twist. Nice little bar area, tucked away, and I think the actual all that foliage poking up through the floor actually makes it look quite realistic. Little bar here. And I've had an idea maybe to build a storeroom up the side there because it's just dead space. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. I'll catch you next time on Gaming for XP. See ya! Sure you keep up with all the new content on Gaming for XP. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell, and we'll let you know once we've uploaded anything that's new. See ya!